What's up, everybody? Axe Wizard here. My channel hit 500 subscribers. 500 random people on the internet enjoy my content and subscribe. Mind-blowing. I also have this official plaque that you can tell is not homemade or modified at all. This is 10,000% legit. So I'm blown away. And what's odd to me is I think the video that did it, because I've been slowly climbing, because I have a diversity of content on my channel, so people, different people subscribe for different things. And some people like my devlogs, to where I'm working on creating my own game, and I take you through every single step of how I program something or whatnot. Some people like my random programming tutorials that I do. Some people subscribe for the music that I make. Some people subscribe for my gameplay videos. Some people subscribe for a certain game that I may or may not still be playing. And some people evidently have subscribed because of my Cairn video, because this game, I've been playing the hell out of this game a lot. Every weekend my boys and I play it, and we have a blast with it. And I would like to do more Cairn content, because Cairn is blown up on this channel. I don't know why. These analytics, I think, are like 48 hours behind, but I've gained like 81 subscribers since I posted that Cairn video, and it got quite a bit of views at the start, and then for some reason, like a day or two ago, it just started, YouTube just picked it up and started recommending it to everybody. And so you probably saw it, thought it was a pretty good video. It was just mostly just me talking just like I am now, and decided to subscribe. And that blows my mind. Now, as a content creator, I'm thinking, okay, people really like this content. I need to make more of this content. And I would love to. I would love to make a I want to actually run a Cairn campaign, because even though this is a pretty small, lightweight system, people have the impression that it's just used for like one-offs or one-shots. And I think you can actually have a long-term campaign with the Cairn system. I would love to try that, but I don't have a lot of people to like play with, so I'm mostly playing with my boys. And I kind of want to just keep our play sessions to ourselves. I think that's just a special thing between us. I don't want to change the dynamic of that to try to make it YouTube content. I want to keep that just organic and wholesome as possible. I do have a few friends that could probably play with me, but I would also, if I play with them, I also just want to play with them just for the experience. I don't necessarily know if they would be interested in, you know, me making videos out of it and then posting it online for the world to see. And so, again, I would love to make a Cairn like campaign, but I don't know enough people. To be honest, I have a little bit of anxiety around strangers, even though just interacting with people on the internet. So I don't know if I would necessarily just meet up with a few random people and try to make a game. And especially because of that anxiety, it's also compounded by the fact that I'm rather inexperienced. So I'm not a proficient GM. I haven't really game mastered much for many games. I tried to DM a D&D 3.5 game like years ago, and that did not go well. I learned a lot. I also tried to DM a few D&D 5e games, but scheduling just kind of made it all fall apart. And I tried out the Pathfinder system with my boys, and we liked Pathfinder 2e, but our last few play sessions felt like we were constantly looking in the books to try to get a ruling, and it didn't flow really well for us, especially as we like leveled up. You know, there's lots of different feats and abilities and modifiers to keep track of. I can definitely see why some people called it Mathfinder. But while I like that system, I would definitely play it again. For my boys, we really just adore this system. I think this is great. Yokai, the guy who made this system, he recommended a system called Mouse Ritter, which I might try as well, that my kids will probably love. So I might give that one a shot. But for right now, we've just been, every weekend, we've just been delving into Cairn, and we've just been having fun using that system. So many wacky stories they've made. They keep like changing their minds on what characters they want to make, so we keep like rolling new ones, which is totally fine. I mean, if we're playing the game and we're having fun, that's really all that matters. So we make new characters, and we got like new stories, and sometimes it's kind of hard to keep track of like which campaign we were playing last. But it's super fun. So I've been having a blast with that. But I don't know what more Cairn content I can necessarily make. I already do have a video that's going to follow up after playing it for longer, because that first impressions video was just my first weekend trying it out. We loved it. Well, it's been like another weekend or two since we tried it and I recorded my thoughts. So I'm going to make another video with my thoughts after trying it out for a period of time, and I think I love this system even more. So anyway, I'm rambling about Cairn. What I mean to say by this is thank you all for subscribing, and I appreciate that. I just don't know what more content I will be making for that. So if you subscribed for that content, I don't know if I'll be doing much more of that, but since we have a growing community here, I see more and more people commenting on my videos every day, and I love interacting and engaging with all of you and hearing your feedback. That helps me a lot. I do appreciate that, positive or negative. As long as it's like constructive, I'm happy with it. So with this video, comment what content you would like to see from me, and I'm open to trying new things. A lot of this channel is mostly just me trying out games I haven't tried before, or making music or programming, which is something I love to do. But yeah, so there's a wide variety of content on this channel. Just let me know what you would like to see. I think I would also like to do a Q&A, because I see some common questions popping up in my comments, and I've been answering those questions, but some of them keep coming up over and over again, and I kind of want to give like a little Q&A session. So the first common question I get a lot is, when am I going to do more Paladins content? I think my first video that kind of blew up, that got a bunch of views, was when Overwatch 2 launched. And if you remember when that game launched, there was lots of queues and stuff like that. And so I was like, well, if I can't play Overwatch, I'm going to play Paladins, because I remember playing Paladins a while ago. So I just made a little quick video like, hey, why not try Paladins? And that video kind of blew up, and I got a lot of the Paladins community, which has been super positive. Every Paladins person commenting on my videos has been super helpful, giving me tips and like ways to improve, and tips for all the different heroes and champions, and it was really, really fun. But lately I've been running into an issue where every time I try to make Paladins content, I go through it and I record gameplay, I end up throwing like 90% of the footage out because especially since the last patch, there's been lots of technical problems with the game, and literally every game there is at least one person who disconnects. The loading screen takes forever, and then it's just like you can tell one person's not going to be connected when they get in the game. And so in Paladins, if someone gets disconnected, they are replaced by a bot. Depending on when that disconnection occurs, you may or may not be able to get back into that game. So we're just stuck with a bot, and bots in Paladins, the AI is terrible. They are not challenging at all. So what ends up happening is we get into a game, and it's realistically 4 versus 5, or even sometimes 3 versus 5, or the worst one I've had, there were 3 people on my team that were disconnected as soon as we got in the game, and it was literally 2 versus 5, and we just got steamrolled. So those could be fun content, like you're just trying to last as long as you can, and you're gonna fail, but see what you can make of it. But the rare times that we get a disconnection and someone manages to come back, or something like that, I don't know if I just been getting bad luck with matchmaking lately, but it seems like every game I get into, I have just toxic players, and I don't want to deal with that. I've never seen so many people who will literally quit and throw a tantrum at the first inconvenience in their game, and it blows my mind. Like, why are you even playing the game if you're just gonna quit? Like, what's your deal? So yeah, I just, after having game after game of just bad experiences, I even just went and tried to play training matches, which is where you're paired up against bots. And we got a training match where we were playing against a bot Fernando, a bot Betty La Bamba, bot Dredge, and a bot Moji, and some healer. I think it was like a bot Furia. And the very first clash, we got obliterated because Moji was smoking everybody, Betty La Bamba was smoking everybody, and we just got crushed. Well, the other two players that were in the game, like, typed some crappy comment about, like, you guys are trash, blah, blah, and then they just left the game. Like, it's literally training. Wow. So I decided I don't want to waste my time playing that anymore. I think I made okay content for Paladins. I tried to do, again, I tried to present it in a positive light because, you know, there's enough negativity in life as it is. Try to get some enjoyment from watching YouTube content. I try to make positive content. So, yeah, doesn't make me happy playing Paladins right now. I don't know if I'm ever going to come back to it or not. I might try it again in a while, but as of right now, I'm done. So there will be no more Paladins content for the foreseeable future. A lot of people were wanting me to go into ranked. I haven't even stepped foot in ranked because of the technical problems. I'm not gonna try to get into a ranked match if I'm gonna get in with a bot, because the game keeps dropping people and disconnecting them. So I'm not gonna bother trying to rank up in a game that the cards are already against me. So not only do I suck at the game, first of all, I don't want to be fighting technical issues too. So yeah, so no more Paladins content. If you subscribe for that, thank you for being here while you can, but I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not going to be doing any more Paladins content. When are you going to make more music? I'm actually working on a few things. For Final Fantasy 14, I made a video. I made two videos where I made this song and I put voice lines from the character Xenos, which is a popular Final Fantasy 14 character. And I made a part 1 and a part 2, and I've been working on part 3 for a while, but I'm just not happy with where it's at, so I keep changing and tweaking it, and I want it to be good. And then once I get part 3 done, I want to make a you know, parts 1 through 3 like full video, because when I recorded part 1, that was my first video on my channel, my very first video. So that was just mostly me. There's just not even a video. It's mostly just a screenshot of an image I made, and then just me playing the song. And I really, that's still one of my favorite songs that I've ever made. And, like, I play the riffs all the time on my guitar when I'm just playing around and noodling.
Come! Fear of the icons! Fear of their power! This is the beast I long to face. The hunger to bite down my jump. To feel the warmth. Feel your mouth and run over even as you drink deep. Good.
And then part 2 took a lot of those motifs of part 1 and built it and made another cool song. I still play a lot of the riffs from. I actually still know how to play every riff and even the solo in that song. I don't remember how to play all the solos from the first one.
We'll not do so twice! I heard the Ascians speak of Zodiac, an island.
And then for part 3, again, we're building off of that same motif, and we're sort of continuing on the story of Xenos. And it's taken a bit longer than I would like, but I'm still working on that. I'm also working on a song about No Man's Sky, so I wanted to make a song that sort of encapsulated and captured my emotions when starting and exploring that game. So from the moment that like your screen fades in and your exosuit is saying like systems online and health systems online, just going through and doing its initialization. And you're stuck in this strange universe and you have no idea what's going on. I wanted to make a song that sort of encompasses that. So I'm working on that. And I've also got a few other random songs that I'm working on, just playing around with, but nothing's quite yet ready. So music stuff has been kind of slow. I made like a few videos a little while ago. Like if we go and look at my content here, I made a video about... I made a cover of the Jack Black Peaches song from the Mario movie. And people like that. That was a catchy tune. I like that. And I also made a few of my own... I made like a raw riffage thing, which was kind of lame. But I might make some more... I used to do a thing on Facebook for my friends called Midnight Metal, where sometimes I would be up late and I would just jam a few riffs, and I would just play my favorite riffs and practice them and stuff like that. I also think I might do some guitar tutorial stuff. I want to keep those like really short because I've been playing guitar for many years, but I haven't been hardcore practicing for a long time. And I mostly just pick up my guitar and play around, and I don't specifically practice much stuff. So a lot of my playing is really sloppy, and I haven't invested the time to tighten all that up and to iron out all the kinks in my playing. And so it's not gonna be necessarily like practice or technique videos or things like that. It might just be random little tidbits I've learned over the years that might help people. So I might make some more of those videos. Let me know if you'd be interested in guitar music content. But there's definitely some more of my music coming down the line. I'm just working on it. So one question I get is people see that I am an MMO gamer. So I have a Horde secret lab chair from like World of Warcraft, and I play a lot of Final Fantasy 14, but I don't really make much content about it. Well, I've said it before in a previous Q&A, but the reason why I stopped playing WoW a while ago. I've been playing it again. I'm going to have a video on Hardcore Classic coming out soon, because I've been spending way too much time playing that. So I've been playing that, but especially for Final Fantasy 14, like that's a very different game. So I think there's a lot more. How do I put this? I think Final Fantasy 14 is a safe space for a lot of people, and I've made quite a few friends in that game, just playing it organically for my own enjoyment. And the last thing I want to do is start making content for Final Fantasy 14 and have them unknowingly be a part of it, and then have their characters and stuff put online in front of the masses. I don't necessarily like the idea of doing that. I wouldn't do that to my friends. And I also don't want to ask permission like, hey, can I record this? Because then it feels like the only time I'm playing with them is if I'm making content. And I don't want to change that dynamic. I don't want to take a game I've been playing for over a year, and I've done the story, and I've done all these achievements and stuff, and I've done so many things in the game, and I've made so many friends. I don't want to change that just for the sake of making content. So I tried to make like a little fresh playthrough of Final Fantasy 14. I think I made 2 videos, and I think they got like 3 views. So it was like, these take a long time to record and edit, and I think I'm just gonna keep playing it for my own enjoyment. So I'm gonna make a Hardcore Classic video coming out soon. I stopped playing World of Warcraft in Shadowlands. I decided I had enough, and I switched to Final Fantasy 14, tried that out. That was actually a few months before the big WoW exodus So a lot of people ended up quitting World of Warcraft and go trying other MMOs such as New World, Lost Ark, Final Fantasy 14. Some people went to Black Desert Online. Some people went to Guild Wars 2. Some people went to Elder Scrolls Online. So MMOs, I love playing MMOs. I love that. I think my internet could probably handle live streaming. So I think I might be kind of cool to start doing live streams of playing stuff. Like I kind of want to do a live stream of playing Hardcore Classic, just chatting with people and stuff like that. I think that could be really fun, but I don't know if people would really watch that. But let me know your thoughts. MMOs take up a lot of time, so they are definitely big time sinks. So that's another big thing. That's why I haven't really been putting out a lot of videos lately, is because I've been playing so much Hardcore Classic and so much Final Fantasy 14 that I just don't have time to do anything else. Like I log out from work, and then next thing I know, it's like I pop open Final Fantasy 14, seeing what's going on in there, and then I might hop over to grind a few more levels in WoW Classic, and then I look up and it's already 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh great, I have to go to bed. Yay. So yeah, anyway, if you would like to see some MMO content, let me know. I would definitely be down for trying that out. And let me know if you think I should do live streams. That would be interesting. And if you do think I should do live streams, what content do you want to see? Sometimes I get questions about my game. So one of the big questions I get is, when is this game going to be done? It's going to be done when it gets done. I'm just a solo indie developer. I'm just making it just for the enjoyment of making it. I want to make a game that I want to play. And I think I'm doing a good job of doing that, because every time I'm testing my game, I end up playing it for like 10 minutes or so, just flying around and looking at how things look and stuff like that. So I'm really enjoying the process of making a game start to finish. I do want to get it done, but I don't want to rush it. I don't want to make some arbitrary deadline. And again, if I just had time to devote to it, like if I just was going on it, like that was my job, like 8 hours a day working on it, I would probably have it entirely done in just a few months. And that is like, feature complete, making sure it's polished, refactoring all the code to be optimized, and then also doing all the marketing stuff, and then also pushing it to Steam and all that stuff. I would have all of that stuff done. But there's I'm just taking it slow. Again, my full-time job is I'm a full stack web developer. So oftentimes I'm working 8 or 9 hours a day looking at code, and sometimes the last thing I want to do when I log out is look at more code. Sometimes I just want to unwind, watch some YouTube videos while killing monsters in some MMO. That's how I like to unwind. So the development's going slow, but again, I'm not rushing it. I'm not under any time deadlines. It's not like I'm depending on this game for wages or compensation or income, is what I meant to say. I'm not depending on the game for income. I mean, realistically, because I've been doing devlogs on it, if somebody wanted to make this game, they could literally just watch every video and see and copy and paste, not copy and paste, but see the lines of code and implement it the same way. So I'm not going to make much money off of this game anyway, because people can just duplicate it, if they want to. But if they do duplicate it, they better watch my damn videos, so that way I get some watch time from it at least. But another question I get about the game, Neurality 3092, is, one question is, what is it? It's a 2D top-down space RPG, and it's going to be set in the year 3092. And with all the advancements in AI that are happening today, what's the future going to look like? So when I first started doing this, I was using AI-generated art, and then I switched to using my own art, or art that I have licensed from artists. But the concept is sort of still the same. So it's going to be in the future where AI sort of has taken over humanity. So it's like taken over the government, like it handles everything. People don't really have to work. It's AI sort of is the caretakers of humanity. And well, what happens in that scenario where humans don't have a purpose. They're just, every whim and wish is cared for by AI. What happens? So there's going to be a cool storyline with that. There's going to be several factions within the game that each have their own storyline. And if you've ever played Escape Velocity Nova from back in the day, it's very similar to that. That's one of the main inspirations for the game. But I'm taking bits and pieces from other games I like and just ideas that I have. So, for example, I've been playing No Man's Sky a lot. I like some of the things from No Man's Sky, so I've been sort of incorporating those into my game as well. Since it's just 2D, it's not going to have any cool 3D stuff, but we're working on it. So the core gameplay loop is going to be, you are a pilot of a spaceship, and you can go from different star systems. You can explore this huge universe, this huge galaxy, and you can explore like every planet, kind of like No Man's Sky, except not every planet might have something on it. There's going to be not random, well, sometimes random. There's going to be events that can happen. So if you leap into a star system, maybe there might be pirates there, or maybe you might get a distress signal, or all these different scenarios and events that can pop up that might have different outcomes. So it'll be really interesting to see what players do with that. And there's going to be so it's going to have that core storyline, lots of events. I already have trading system implemented, at least in a very basic form, so you can just be a merchant and trade and get a bunch of money and stuff like that. If you want, you can get special ships. I've got that planned already to do some rare unique ships. There's going to be some cool boss battles in there. There's going to be some cool fleet combat fights, especially if you're going, depending on how far you're going to go with one of your factions. You might be like a top commander, and you might be able to just enlist other vessels as your escorts, and you might be able to just go and literally take over or destroy planets. So lots of stuff that can happen there. So there's some kind of like, there's some stuff from Escape Velocity Nova. There's a few concepts from like Oregon Trail. There's a few concepts from something like Mountain Blade, where there's just a bunch of different people doing different things at one time. And you're just free to do whatever you want in the game. So that's the gist of what the game is going to be. Now, another big question I get about it is, how much is this game going to cost? Well, depending on how I feel about it when it gets to completion, I'm thinking $10. I'm thinking $10 on Steam. It's not going to be a $60 $70 AAA title. It's not going to be that. I'll just throw it up there for maybe for like $5 or $10. And if you have been following the devlogs, you might pick it up. I might make a little bit of money off of it. But again, I'm not making it. It'll be somewhere between $5 to $10 is what I'm thinking. It's not going to have any microtransactions in it. It's not going to be a live service game. It's just going to be a good old-fashioned game where you buy it and you get the game. And you, I also want to make it easier for modders to do stuff. So I think I might try to store a lot of stuff in like various config files. So if you want to change how the game works, if it's not supported in the native options menu already, you might be able to just go to a config file, change a few values, and tweak things how you like. So I think modding it could be super cool, especially since it's just a single player game. I don't have to manage a live service game and keep track of people's accounts and monitor suspicious activity and prevent cheaters and hackers that ruin multiplayer games. I don't want to do that. It's just going to be a single player experience. Multiplayer, I don't know how I would even implement multiplayer. It would be really interesting. I don't know. Multiplayer would be something that would be awesome to have, even if it's just like a local area network thing, or even if it's something to where you host a server and then you can join it. But then you have to worry about like port forwarding and stuff like that, or use a VPN. I'm definitely not going to be hosting servers for it. So, single player game, $5 to $10. So another question I get is, what game am I going to make next? So when I finish this game, what am I going to work on next? I've got lots of ideas of games I want to make. Just again, time constraints. I don't have the time to work on a bunch of different stuff. So I want to keep going with this game and just focus on that. But I've got a lot of different ideas. I remember there was a game that was for Android years ago called Ridiculous Fishing. That was really fun. I think that's a pretty quick game that I can probably make, where you're on a boat and you cast your line and you have like this little hook, and it just goes and it keeps going down the screen, and you want to dodge all the fish on your way down. And then when you finally hit a fish, your hook starts going back up, and then you want to catch all the fish on the way back up. Once your hook gets to the surface, all the fish blow out of the water, and then you have a weapon, and you just blast all the fish. Ridiculous fishing. I think that concept is really, really fun, and it was addicting back in the day, but I haven't been able to find it again. I think that it kind of went by the wayside. It wasn't updated, and then it eventually went off the various app stores, and I haven't been able to find it since. So I think it'd be kind of cool to make something like that, maybe with a few tweaks, but that could be kind of cool. I also want to make a game kind of like Brotato or Vampire Survivors. I think it's a pretty simple game style that I could probably do. Could be a lot of fun. And I also want to try making a 3D game at some point. I've never done 3D development. I've always done 2D. I figured 3D was too advanced for me, but that was primarily because I was stuck using the Game Maker engine, which is a primarily 2D. You can do 3D in it, but you're going to have to invent everything, and it's just not fun. But now that I'm using the Godot engine, I think 3D is going to be much more doable, and so I think it would be a fun adventure, especially for like devlogs, having a developer who's been doing 2D for years trying out making 3D games. So I definitely want to try that workflow out. I want to, because it's a whole different like development pipeline, like a whole, like right now, like I'm making art assets like by hand, drawing it, and then I'm like coloring them and modifying them in Krita, and then I'm importing those, and I'm just making that image move. That's all I'm doing. So making actual 3D models and like texturing them, that's going to be a whole fun workflow, and then animating, like rigging them and then animating them. That's going to be fun. I have no idea how to do any of that. I've never done that before. So that'll be a fun learning experience that I want to try. So there you go. Those are the the biggest questions that I get asked. If you have any more, by all means, drop them in the comments. I try to respond to every comment. At least give it a like, if it doesn't like require any other response or anything like that. But I do read all the comments, and I love interacting with the community. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for 500 subscribers. That is a huge milestone for me. I've just been making content because it's the content that I want to make, and if other people like it, cool. If they don't, no worries. And the fact that people actually like the stuff I'm making kind of blows my mind. So again, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let me know what you want to see from me, and I'll see you in whatever video I make next.